The National Technical University, Kharkiv Polytechnic Institute, in the city of Kharkiv, is the largest and oldest technical university in eastern Ukraine. Founded in 1885, it is the second oldest technical university in the former Russian Empire and in the territory of modern Ukraine. History. The university was established according to the program for technical education in the Russian Empire set up by Dmitry Mendeleev as a practical, technological institute, with 2 departments which could offer training to 125 students. The organizer and first rector of the institute was Viktor Kirpikov, an honored professor specializing in mechanics and resistance in materials. In 1898, the institute was renamed the Emperor Alexander III Technological Institute. After the October Revolution in 1917, the Technological Institute continued its work. In 1921, the institute set up the first department for workers in Ukraine, and in 1923 the institute was renamed for Vladimir Lenin. In 1929 the V.I. Lenin Institute of Technology was renamed the Kharkiv V.I. Lenin Polytechnic Institute, a name kept until the fall of the Soviet Union. In 1930, 5 independent higher educational institutions were set up as 5 separate departments of the institute. KHPI, as a whole, temporarily ceased to exist after that, but historians consider these 5 institutions as informal branches sharing a common history. During World War II, over 3,000 professors, students and institute employees joined the army, evacuated to Krasnoufimsk and Chishik. The institute continued training engineering staff. It also solved serious scientific problems related to strengthening national defense. In 1949, 4 higher educational institutions were reunited into the Kharkiv V.I. Lenin Polytechnic Institute. Professor Mikhail Semko was appointed its rector and remained in this position for 30 years. After the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, KHPI continued its work as a Ukrainian institution of higher learning. In April 1994, the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine granted Kharkiv Polytechnic Institute university status, and it was renamed the Kharkiv State Polytechnic University. In September 2000, the status of National Technical University has been given to KHSPU by decree of the President of Ukraine. Since then, it has had its current name. In February 2010, NTU KHPI was granted the status of Autonomous Research National University by decree of the Ukrainian Cabinet of Ministers. Status: NTU KHPI has been accredited as a university of the highest level. It trains full-time students in 91 fields and offers 69 fields for instruction by correspondence. It has the greatest number of matriculated students in eastern and southern Ukraine. The university has 21 full-time departments, departments for correspondence and new full-time students, a center for foreign students, an interbranch institute for advanced studies, and 3 research and design institutes. It prepares specialists in the fields of machine building, automation, electrical engineering, electronics, chemical engineering, control systems, management, computer science, software engineering, and business. Campuses and buildings. The university consists of approximately 20 buildings. Most campuses are concentrated compactly between Pushkinskaya and Architect Beketov underground stations. Campuses have changed shape over time. Old buildings were built, as usual, in the 19th century, and functioned from the very inception of the institute. They are built of red brick and are of great architectural and even historical value. New buildings were built in the Soviet era, and the dimensions correspond to concrete houses built at the time. They were built during 1960 to 1980s. There are 2 campuses in the university. Main campus, where most of auditory and administrative buildings are situated, and dormitory campus with not only student dormitories but with student palace, place for solemn events and student art study groups training, and with sports complex. Among educational and administrative buildings there are: main building, educational buildings U1 and U2, main classroom building, chemistry building, physics building, mathematics building, radio electronic building, electrotechnical building, engineering building, technical building, computing center and library building. U1 is the highest building and one of the largest in the university. The body has a rectangular shape at the base. It has a large area of glazing. It is the tallest in the university and one of the tallest buildings in the city. Besides, it is located on top of a hill. You can see much of the city from there, all Nagorny region and adjacent neighbors, Holodna Gora, Saldovka, Novi Doma. This building was commissioned in 1974. There are 6 elevators, including 2 high-speed, which start to function 10 minutes before the lectures start and stop when they begin. There are 2 stairwells. U1 has many departments, dean offices and classrooms. Height, 60 meters. Number of floors, 14. Year of completion. U2 is the second highest and the largest building of the university. As with U1, it was built during the period of mass construction and in the typical style. Its shape is rectangular. It is linked by an underground passage with the physical campus building. The architectural design is more interesting than U1. For example, the staircase is paved with marble. As in U1, there are 4 elevators. The building has 8 floors including a basement which is used for education. The building includes a department of general and experimental physics along with many other departments. The University Entrance Examination Commission, offices of the university, newspapers and the cafeteria are housed there. Physical condition of the campus is relatively good. One of the university computer labs local is here. The first floor of the building is occupied by the Student Government Student Alliance of NTU KHPI. Height 32 to 34 meters. Number of floors 7. Year of completing 1982. Central part of main classroom building MCB is the largest of the old buildings of the institute. It is lined with brick and was constructed in the second half of the 19th century. The building contains a number of departments, dean offices and other classrooms. The building is rectangular with 2 interior courtyards. There are a library and reading room. The classic design of the stairs is the main architectural feature of the building. It has 3 floors, with high ceilings whose height is 4.5 meters. The building has a large basement. For a long time it was used as the main building of the university. During its long existence, many famous people worked there. There are memorial plaques at the main entrance of the building in their honor. The memorial, built in honor of polytechnicians who died during the Great Patriotic War, is opposite the building. The building itself has a lot of artwork showing the life of the institute in different eras and a wall commemorating the heroes of the Great Patriotic War. The outside part of the building has rich architectural decoration. Height 17 meters. Number of floors 3. Year of completing 1885. Sports complex. The sports complex of the NTU KHPI is a building separate from the campus in the Kharkiv Youth's Park. It is built of cement blocks. It is a relatively new building built in the 1980s. The sports complex has a lot of rooms, gyms and sport objects including an Olympic-size pool. It is equipped with modern changing rooms and shower facilities. Athletic competitions between NTU KHPI students and students of other universities take place here. Also, the NTU KHPI students' physical education classes are held here. The sports complex is one of the best buildings in the city and at the university. It is the second large building of university campus after U2. The building shape is not uniform as it is more geared toward functionality. The lobby is decorated by 2 trophy cases containing awards won by NTU KHPI sportsmen. The university has unique sports facilities, which in certain sports granted the status of the Center of Olympic Training. Athletes successfully defend the honor of the university in competitions at the highest level. In total, during 2005 to 2011 in the competition of the European level, they won 46 gold, 33 silver and 62 bronze awards. In world competitions they won 36 gold, 20 silver and 19 bronze awards. Radio-electronic building. The radio-electronic building is a 4-floor cement building with a basement. It is one of the new university's buildings. In this rather small building are housed laboratories, equipment and computer classes. The ground floor windows are protected with grates, including a basement. It is a 5-story building. There is a freight elevator. Floors are connected with big panoramic staircases. Among the university buildings, which were built during Soviet years in the 1960s-1970s, this one has the lowest number of floors. The research institute is on the 2nd and 3rd floors. The building also houses the Institute of Ionosphere of NAS, the Ministry of Education and the Offices of Youth and Sport of Ukraine. Height, 16 meters. Number of stores, 4. Completion of construction, 1960s and 70s. Chemistry building is one of the oldest in the university. The chemistry building is the second in size and importance of the old buildings of the university. It was built in the middle of 19th century along with the main academic building. Most chemical laboratories and dean's office of the Organic Substances Technology faculty are located in the building. Like the main academic building, it is square-shaped with an enclosed court in the center. On the 2nd floor of the building is the Great Chemical Auditorium, one of the largest in the institute. The building has 2 entrances, external and internal. The addition of 2 floors marred the building's classic design. Height, 18 meters. Number of floors, 4. Completion of construction, second half, the end of 19th century. Electrotechnical building. The electrotechnical building of NTU KHPI has the most students. In the past, this building was an independent electrotechnical institute, separated from Kharkiv Technical Institute. It was designed by the architect Beketov in 1930 and is an example of architectural constructivism. Technical departments and dean's offices are located in the building. The electrotechnical building is one of the largest in the university. It has several entrances and exits as well as the main one. After the war, during the process of reconstruction, the main entrance of the building was designed as a colonnade in the architectural style of Stalin's empire. The building plays an important role in the life of NTU KHPI. Different events and funerals for honored people of the university take place in front of the map of electrification and before the statue of Lenin. Departments and Satellite Campus. Department of Computer Science and Management. Department of Computer and Information Technologies. Department of Mechanical Engineering. Department of Power Plant Engineering. Department of Transport Engineering. Department of Economics. Department of Business and Finance. Department of Physics and Technology. Department of Electric Power. Department of Electric Power Engineering. Department of Instrument Making. Department of Inorganic Substance Technology, Department of Organic Substance Technology, Department of Chemical Machine Engineering, Department of Economics and Law, Department of Business Management, Department of Military Education, Chernovsky Campus. Notable alumni and faculty: Maheri Todorozhan, Azraeli javelin thrower; Mikhail Gurevich, Soviet aircraft designer; Leonid Krasin, Russian and Soviet Bolshevik politician and diplomat; Iona Yukia, Red Army commander and military reformer; Hnat Kokevich, Ukrainian cultural figure; Lev Landau, Soviet physicist, Nobel Prize winner; Nikolai Beketov, Russian physical chemist; Vladimir Steklov, Soviet-Russian mathematician and physicist; Alexander Morozov, Soviet tank designer, longtime head of Morozov Design Bureau, one of the key persons responsible for T-34 tank and its successes; Lev Belkand, Soviet power engineer and science historian; Leon Theremin, Soviet inventor, creator of the theremin, the first electronic musical instrument; Anton Valter, Soviet nuclear physicist, one of the founders of the Ukrainian Institute of Physics and Technology, the first nuclear physics research facility in Ukraine; Petr Budnikov, Soviet chemist; Nikolai Pilchaikov, KHPI professor, practical physicist, inventor of radio remote control and photovoltaic effect; Oleksiy Oleynik, Ukrainian-Russian professional mixed martial artist, two-time world champion in combat sambo, current UFC heavyweight; Konstantin Chelpin, chief designer of the T-34 tank engine; Leonid Pastur, Ukrainian physicist and mathematician. Honorable Doctors. The first Doctors of Honor of NTU KHPI were distinguished scientists such as Professors D.I. Mendeleev and Eddie Zhukovsky. Over the past years, famous scientists from 13 countries, along with the scientists of Ukraine, were awarded the title of Honorary Doctor of NTU KHPI. Among them, Academician B.E. Patin, Academician A.K. Shidlovsky, Academician V. Kafrov, Academician M.Z. Zigurovsky, Academician V.L. Arvachov, Academician Ferenc Kovacs, Academician V.P. Semenozhenko, Academician P.D. Sarkisov, Academician G. Yagodin, Academician B.S. Stoney, Professor Nicholas Ilyash, Professor Michel Futin, Professor Wolfgang Kirsten, Professor Dieter Schneider, Professor Tilman Reuter, Professor Johannes Altenbach. Facilities. The university is unique among other Kharkiv educational institutions, as it occupies the same campus that was initially given to it at its foundation in 1885. Several campus buildings remain intact from the 19th century and may be considered historically significant as samples of past campus architecture. Main administrative building, main academic building, chemistry building, physics building, technical building, mathematical building, engineering building. In addition, these modern facilities were established during the Soviet era: electrotechnical building, administrative and economic building, first educational building, second educational building, computer building, radio electronic building, Gignat student dormitory, located off campus. Sports. The institute has a contemporary sports complex, allowing for more than 30 types of sports and activities. This allows for active involvement in sports for students and faculty. Among thousands of active sportsmen in NTU KHPI are Olympic and world champions, winners of international and national competitions, including Artemenko I. Moskoltsov V. Himatov, Alexei Barkalov, G. Gafanovich, Dmitry I. Bezgorovany, Ruslan Babev I. K-L. Tikachenko Garkova, N. Yasipenko I. Kirichenko L. Kaziva I. Rayevsky and D. Slatin. 2004 Summer Olympics participants from NTU KHPI, Oleksandr Serdyuk, bronze medal. Oleksandra Arajkova, Andrei Tverdostap, Yana Dimenteva. 2008 Summer Olympics participants from NTU KHPI, IHOR Bodrov, men's track and field. Since 1997, Dmitry Bezgorovany and Ruslan Babev have won several World Arm Wrestling Championships. Considerable success on the 2004 Summer Paralympics in Athens was achieved by Andriy Zholtsov in athletics events, awards and reputation. In the 2012 rankings of the most famous universities in Ukraine, the National Technical University, Kharkiv Polytechnic Institute, was in the top 10. 2012 ranking of NTU KHPI, Composite Compass, ranking 6th place. Dengi Magazine 3rd place. Engineering and Technical Specialties, ranking 3rd place. Compass 2012, IT Specialty 3rd place. Compass 2012, Eastern Region 1st place. UNESCO Top 200 6th place. Webometrics ranking of world universities in Europe 798. 2013 ranking of NTU KHPI, QS World University Rankings 701 plus. Webometrics ranking of world universities in Europe 741.